If you truly want to manifest and create and be rich, right? However you want to be rich, if you truly want to be rich, you have got to change your language. If you are using certain words in your vocabulary, if you are saying certain things, not only about things on the outside, but internal things, your self-talk is really negative, 9 chances out of 10, not only are you not going to be able to manifest the riches that you want, but you won't be able to sustain them either. If you want to be rich, there is language that you have to use, and I'm going to share that with you. Greetings, beautiful ones. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. If you are part of Fran's fam, welcome back. If you are new, my name is Fran. I am a new thought life coach who specializes in mindset, manifestation, and prosperity. If you are ready to create and manifest your best life, there is no other place you need to be than here. On this channel, I bridge the physical with the spiritual to help you co-create your life with the universe simply, easily, and quickly. All right, so let's talk. All right, so, as I go through my life, I always go back to the things that I've done if I feel like I am stagnant. So if I feel like I'm in a place where things aren't moving as quickly for me as they should be moving, I always go back to where they were really moving quickly, and I see what I was doing at that point. So lately, since I've been teaching all these classes over at the Intentional Living Academy, if you haven't been over there, you should check it out. We've got some live stuff coming up too, so you should make sure you go check that out. We'll leave the link. But I have been preparing to teach more classes because I've been asked to do that live. So I go back and I look at all the things that I've done in my life. And one of the things that I have been really researching is how I cleared $100,000 in debt in less than a year. I have a video. I will link that video so that you can go watch that. And I'm going to do a part 2 about how I actually attract and manifest and maintained my debt-free life, meaning all my bills were paid off every month. You're never really debt-free. Let me just say that. You are always going to have living expenses, but how I maintained it and how I was able to not only save money, but keep money in my investments accounts, as well as have a positive cash flow. Honey, I come a long way, let me tell you. Everything that I teach, I've experienced. So I teach from trial and error, and I want to teach you these things so that you can apply what you need to your life, right? There's no one size fits all, but there's a lot of ways to get to the point you want to get to. One of those things is your language. How you talk, not only how you talk about other people, but how do you talk to yourself? What do you say to yourself? One of the hardest things for me was getting my thoughts to line up with my mouth, right? So I had this thought and this vision about what I wanted my life to be like. Like, I wanted to be successful. I wanted to be prosperous. I wanted to use my gift of spirit to help other people in their lives. I had a plan, but those words were not what was coming out of my mouth. Things that were coming out of my mouth were like, I can't, this is not going to happen, this ain't for me, this, all the negative things that we say that I'm not even going to say because we don't want to even put those out, right? But once I began to realize that I was completely and totally in control, like from my mouth to God's ears, right? Everything that we think, every thought that we think, everything that we say is going into the universe to create. And I was making myself poor, right? And here's the thing about it. I was really frustrated because I was tithing, right? I believe in the seed faith partnership. I was tithing, and my tithing was bringing me fruit because I was sowing good seeds, but they wouldn't stay. And I had to really have a real good look, right? Like a real good look at, Fran, what are you doing? What are you saying? And what do you really believe about you and how you should be in this world? Even though you have this vision, you know that you want this house, you want this car, you want to travel the world to speak to women, you want to empower and uplift and motivate. You know all those things, but those things are not happening. Why are they not happening? What was happening when you cleared the $100,000 in debt? Now let me say this. $100,000 in debt, when you really are on a very limited budget, is a lot of debt to clear, right? To me now, $100,000 is my overflow. I expect $100,000 to be in my bank account for me to spend. I expect to have more than that. But back then, the words were, I don't know how I'm ever going to get an extra $100,000 or how I'm ever going to manifest $100,000 because I'm trying and I'm tithing and I'm doing all of this. You get into that space where it feels like nothing is working. And we've all been there. We've all been in that space. But that's when you really have to come back to the space of, all right, this has worked before. And even if it hasn't worked before, I know this works. I see evidence of this working. Why is it not working for me? And that's when I had to realize that I was not in alignment at all. Nothing that I was thinking was I speaking. I wasn't speaking any of the good things that I should have been speaking. So one of the things that I changed was speaking in the future. Our subconscious does not recognize future talk. It doesn't recognize someday, I am, it will be. It recognizes I am in the current tense, but it doesn't recognize it in the future tense. It doesn't recognize I will be rich. Because when will you be rich? Will you be rich tomorrow? Will you be rich in 10 years? Will you be rich in 12 years? When will you be rich? Your subconscious recognizes the present moment. So instead of me saying someday I'm going to be rich, it would be so nice if I was rich, I started changing my language to say, I am rich now. Money finds me now. My debt is paid now. Everything I desire it now. And when something came up in me, right? When something came up in me that tried to make me feel like what I was saying wasn't true, I would tell myself, I'm not that person anymore. I'm not that person who was careless with her money. I am not that person who wasn't a good steward with her money. I'm not that person who shopped before I paid my bills. Don't judge me. I'm not that person who doesn't pay her tithes first. I am this person. I'm responsible now. I am successful now. I am a good steward now. So I started saying now in the present tense. And I will tell you that it does take some work. Now, I'm not going to tell you that it doesn't take work because your subconscious kind of thinks, well, okay, this is happening now. This is happening now. But your conscious, which is your ego, the gatekeeper, right, of what's in this reality, says, well, that's not true. You're not that now. So you have to be repetitious with what you're speaking and how you are speaking it. It is very important, and it is important to check yourself, right? When you find yourself writing, you don't want to write in the future. That's why in our scripting packages that we have at the Intentional Living Academy, we teach you how to script in the present tense. And we have had, I know, over 7,000 students come back and say, this has worked for me. This has worked. It's worked so good, we're working on scripting too. You have to know what to say because it's all your reality at this present moment. It's not about the past. It's not about the future. It's about right now. And when I was clearing that debt, when I was calling in the money to be in overflow in my life, even when it wasn't looking like what I was saying, I kept saying it. I said it before I went to sleep. I said it when I woke up in the morning. I said it all during the day. And you know what happened? Things begin to change for me. Money began to come into my life. I began to get unexpected checks in the mail, and I also said that. I am now receiving expected and unexpected checks in the mail. I receive money from multiple sources all over the world that I don't even know about. Money finds its way to my bank account now. Everything was in the present moment because we need to be activating our lives right now, not someday. So, if you want to see riches flow into your life, and even if you decide, I don't really want to be rich, Fran, I just really want to have this amount, or whatever your goals are for your wealth, try calling it in to the now, as it is right now at this moment, and watch how that changes your manifestation. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Get active in the comments. I'd love to hear from you and know where you're from. I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.